is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video. Oh, oh, using a glass. All right, guys. This is the NFL Week 4 Beast Picks. Joining me once again, the reigning 48. What? Yep. Anything? What do you got?
I said, that's me.
That is you. Um, so last week, uh, we both didn't really do that well. I mean, I got 9-7. You got 8-8. Um, kind of balanced, but still nonetheless, that's where we're at right now. We are also officially, this is the first week that we are also officially broadcasting on Spotify as well as YouTube. Um, we have all the previous weeks up for Spotify now.
This is
Uh,
second week. Week three went up during week
oh,
three.
it did go. Well, yeah. At the time we were recording, we didn't have it officially up yet. So
No,
this,
but it went up the following day. It went up on Friday.
okay, yeah, but still, this is the first week going into it. We got it. So yeah. But anyway, so we are on Spotify for anybody who doesn't know, or if you're listening right now on Spotify. Uh, so we are there now as well. So anyways, week 4 got a lot of games. The first one is tomorrow's Amazon game at 8:15. We have the Dallas Cowboys against the New York Giants, or at the New York Giants.
Cowboys are a 5.5 point favorite.
Yeah. Um, I think the Cowboys are going to win this game despite the Giants winning. The Cowboys did look good towards the end against the Ravens, even though the Ravens ended up holding it out. I think the Dallas Cowboys easily win this game. The Giants aren't that good of a team. They did beat the Browns, but the Browns aren't that much to write up about. So I say Dallas wins 28-13.
Um, Part of me wants to call the upset on this, but I think the Giants have too many injuries right now. The Giants are missing one of their best rookie defensive players, um, in Drew Phillips. Giants did make the really, really crucial upset last week, but I'm going to say that the Cowboys do get the win 20 to 17. It's gonna be a close game.
Okay. Next we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Carolina Panthers.
The Bengals are a 4 point favorite.
You're giving that look like what's going on over here with that. Um, so the Carolina Panthers are a completely different team now. They did beat the Raiders in pretty
Did I
con
call that upset last week?
yeah, you did. You called that. That was probably your signature win of them all because I don't think anybody here or anywhere else thought the Panthers were going to win that game. So yeah, and also I should note because this is kind of ironic is that Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle here, his former team is the Cincinnati Bengals. And he is now the starter for the Panthers, and he has just completely changed this team around. I still think the Panthers aren't that good of a team per se, and obviously there's still a lot of organizational issues with this ball club. But with the luck that they had with putting Andy Dalton out there, um, and the Panther and obviously the Bengals are struggling, I think the Carolina Panthers will win this game. I think it's going to be 27 to 21. I think they win. I think Andy Dalton gets the victory against his old team. And, who knows what the Panthers can do. I don't think they're going to be a winning team, but I think they're going to be a lot better, at least with the quarterback they have right now. Um, and Bryce Young, obviously, I don't know what's his future is going to be, but clearly there is definitely a much better spark with the veteran quarterback here compared to what they were using with Young.
This one's tough. I don't really know how to go one way or another. I think this is more of a coin flip than anything. Uh, I don't trust the Bengals, but I don't trust the rest of the Panthers either. Um, I'm gonna say the Panthers do pull it off. Tight game, 24-21 total. Carolina knocks them off.
All right. Next we have the New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons.
Falcons are a 2.5 point favorite.
I know you like your Falcons, and they can't club.
Falcons should have won last week.
Well, yeah, but it was a horrible play call at the end too. I mean, they could
And it
have
was
had.
also a pass interference.
Well, yeah, the referees were, the referees again, but that play call at the end of going right on the running back instead of going up the middle, I thought was a stupid decision. Um, on fourth down, it was like fourth and inches. It wasn't even that much. It was a really easy one to have gotten. And New Orleans Saints have been playing good. I mean, the Saints. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think go either way. It's a division rival. What are the favorites again?
Atlanta's a 2.5 point favorite.
2 point favorite. Yeah, so it's a pretty close betting odds right now. I don't know. I'm gonna say it's 28-24. I'm gonna go with the Saints. I think it will be a close game. I think the Saints do pull it out though.
I am going to take 31-21 Falcons. I think Philadelphia exposed New Orleans last week. I think if anybody had a bad enough defense that should have been exposed, New Orleans should have continued to just throttle last week. And New Orleans may not have Alvin Kamara, who sat out practice the last two with injuries. So I'm going with Atlanta to come back to 2-2 here.
All right. Oh boy. The next one. Jacksonville Jaguars at the Houston Texans.
The Texans are a 6.5 point favorite.
I would give them 10 at this point. I mean, the Jacksonville Jaguars were abysmal. I, I mean, the Buffalo Bills, I mean, I knew the Bills were going to win, but they throttled them. They didn't even belong on that field at that point. I mean, they throttled them so badly into oblivion. I think the Houston Texans easily win this game. Jacksonville, I think, are going to have a rough year this year. I think it's going to be 28-6. I think CJ Stroud gets off with redemption after losing last week, and they easily beat the division rival Jaguars.
I'm not going to say it's a throttling. I could see this one actually being a somewhat of a bounce back game, although I don't think they're going to win. I'm going to say it's 27-24 Houston. There are some signs of life from Jacksonville though in this game.
All right. Next we have the Denver Broncos at the New York Jets.
Jets are a 7.5 point favorite.
Yep. It doesn't surprise me. I mean, despite the fact that they did kind of have one of the upsets of the week by beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we've talked about that Denver aren't that good of a team. Last week, they kind of showed up last week against the Buccaneers. But I don't think it's going to happen again. The Jets are starting to get their rhythm. Aaron Rodgers is obviously getting back in the rhythm with his new team, and in contention with the Buffalo Bills for that division. I think the Jets will win the game pretty easily. I think it will be like 30 to like 14. I think that Aaron Rodgers easily gets it done.
Ugliest game of the week. Jets get it done because that defense is strong. Listen, say what you want about Rodgers getting in his stride. He still didn't look great against New England, who didn't look good last week. New England looked horrendous. Rodgers should have hung a lot more points than he did last week. I'm saying it's 17-10. Jets win. Their defense just paced Bo Nix.
Because they ain't believing anymore. Anyways, all right, here we go. This is my team. Minnesota Vikings at the Green Bay Packers.
The Packers are a 2.5 point favorite.
Oh, I'm actually surprised that they actually gave us the betting odd here. I thought you were about to say that the Vikings were getting a 3 point favorite or something like that. Like, oh shit. Well, I'm actually surprised by that, but nonetheless, and I know you were here last week, and you said that the Titans, you were predicting the Packers to win, which you did, but you weren't confident in uh Malik
Frank,
Willis.
you think you have a quarterback controversy because a backup quarterback has
I think
rushed
Malik
for a
Willis is
bunch.
actually pretty good. I think he's
And you've shit on every quarterback never named Aaron Rodgers, and you don't like the fact that Jordan Love is the
Brett
guy.
Favre. Brett Favre.
Well, yeah, you didn't like Aaron Rodgers either at first.
Well, yeah, but that's because I didn't think the ownership should have done
Yeah,
what
and
they did.
it's
Then
the
they did
same
it again, of
situation.
course.
It's the same situation right now with Jordan Love. I think you're nuts if you think that Love and Willis are in the same boat. I think Love had a great year last year, and he got
He
one
wasn't good.
game
He
to
wasn't
prove
good
it.
in the clutch, though.
He got one game to prove it right now, and he got absolutely obliterated by the Philadelphia pass rush because your line couldn't keep him standing.
I don't know. But my point is, if it's Malik Willis, I think, I mean, I said we should have started Malik Willis even if Jordan Love is ready to go because I want to be 100%. And I think Malik Willis can beat this Vikings team with the defense that we have. We have the most turnovers this year so far in 3 games right now. We have the most turnovers going into this game. I think with that and with Willis, even if it's Love, I think we'll have enough to beat the Vikings in Green Bay to win this game, despite how Sam Darnold has been playing. I think we can contain him. If we get a couple, if we win the turnover battle, we should win. We did lose against Philadelphia in the turnover battle, but we should have won that game. And if we get turnovers, we're going to win this game. I think it's going to be like 29-17. I think
You're
the
gonna
Packers win. Go, Pack, go.
you're gonna absolutely hate what I have to say here.
You're
It's
predicting the
not gonna have
Vikings.
anything to do with either of the
You're
quarterbacks.
predicting the Vikings, right?
It's not gonna have anything to do with either of the quarterbacks. It's the Aaron Jones revenge game. Vikings are gonna win 31-20. Aaron Jones is gonna have 3 touchdowns.
Oh God, I hope that doesn't happen.
Your team can't stop the run. You just stopped Tennessee because they overpaid a not great running back in Tony Pollard.
That's true. Titans are that good of a team. I think we all agree to that. But yeah, go Pack, go guys, get it going. Next we have the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Indianapolis Colts.
Steelers are only a 1.5 point favorite.
Yeah, and also is Russell Wilson like finally starting in this game, or is this like,
They haven't announced it yet.
oh my God, are we gonna do this like all? Are they? Is Mike Tomlin gonna? I think Mike Tomlin's doing this on purpose. Mike Tomlin's like got some master plan going on with this.
Well, so here's the thing. Everybody has shit talked this. And even if he is healthy, I don't understand how you don't, if you're Mike Tomlin, have a subset for Justin Fields. Because how tough would it be? What team in recent memory have you seen that has had that, where you've had a legitimate 1A, 1B at quarterback? How tough is it to game plan for a team if you don't know who the starting quarterback is any given week?
I guess. I mean, it's working. He's three. They're
But
3-0 right now.
but that's what I'm saying. There's no rule that says you have to disclose who the number one is. You
Yeah,
have
but
to
he
disclose an
said he was
injury,
the number one, but then of course he got the injury. But now
but
it's
you
like
have to disclose an injury. There's no rule that says even when Russ Wilson comes back, if he is the number one, that doesn't mean that it won't be Russ Wilson for half the game and Justin Fields for half the game. There's not a rule that says just because he's number one on the depth chart doesn't mean you won't see Justin Fields for 60% of the game. That's something Tomlin has the option to do that's never been done in the NFL, which is kind of cool. We've never seen it.
the only time I think we can really say it ever happened, with the only time I know I think sort of it happened, it didn't work out exactly, and that was back in the 70s when Tom Landry tried the whole, one play, the one quarterback, and then the other one was
But
stalled
even
back.
so, they weren't as athletic. I guess this whole difference is these guys are 2 super athletic quarterbacks.
Yeah. So that's the only time I could think of it closely happening to this. But yeah, it's an interesting situation since obviously this is a much different time than the 70s, especially. But yeah, I mean, but regardless, I mean, the quarterback play, not spectacular, but still enough to win the game with the defense and stuff like that. And they're 3-0 out of it. So it is working. I think the Steelers win easily. Um, the Colts aren't that really good this year, and they're kind of beating themselves anyways. And the Steelers obviously got a strong defense, so I'm gonna just say the Steelers win like 23 to like 13.
Yeah, man, I have ownership of Anthony Richardson in a couple leagues, and I've actually gone and picked up Sam Darnold to start over Richardson because Richardson's just not it right now. I think it's not even a contest. I'm saying Pittsburgh wins this one 35 to not to 17. Like,
Yeah. All right. Next, we have the LA Rams against or at the Chicago Bears. Does it say the Bears?
the Bears are a 3-point favorite.
Oh God. They got a lot of Willis bias right now at this point. I don't know. I think the Rams win easily. I don't. I mean, the Rams aren't that good of a team, but I think they're a much better team than the Bears, and the Bears got a lot of problems. Obviously, they got to figure out their quarterback if he's actually going to be their franchise quarterback because it doesn't seem like he's doing that good, even in the one win they had. Um, you should have pulled an Eli Manning like everyone told you to do. Um, but anyways, yeah, I think the Rams win. I mean, I'm surprised they beat the 49ers, but I mean, they got a lot of tenacity. I think it will be 27 to 16.
So I've got something that's going to change my mind here. One of the biggest issues that Chicago has had is that they cannot protect Caleb Williams from anybody. I'm positive, Frank, that you have a chance to pass rush against that offensive line and get a sack. However, through 3 weeks, can you guess how many sacks they've registered for the Rams?
Oh, the Rams, you're talking about the Rams, how many
The
sacks they
whole
got?
team.
Uh, I would say what, maybe like 16? Oh, four?
They've gotten 4 sacks in 3 games.
Oh,
That
well.
team is not getting quarterback pressure. So if that is going to continue, I think that gives Chicago an even
They
playing
really
field.
only had 4 sacks in 3 weeks.
I just looked it up to see what the stat call is.
Oh my
One
God.
player has 2 sacks, 2 players have 1 sack. They have 4 total sacks on the team.
That's not good.
It's not, and that's why I was like, you know what? I wonder what that stat is. Um, I'm gonna say Chicago ekes it out in an ugly game. I'm gonna say it's 14-10. It's the worst game of the week, but yeah, I'm gonna say Chicago wins this one,
You said third. What was it? You said 13,
14-10.
14 to 10. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Next, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Another one I don't trust. The Eagles are a 2-point favorite.
So I take it you thinking Tampa Bay?
Yeah, listen, for as much as I didn't trust Tampa to start the year, they flew really hard. I think last week was more of a fluke than anything. Just like I think last week with Philly beating the Saints was more of a fluke than anything. Tampa's really good against stopping the run, and Philly's really bad against the secondary. Um, I'm gonna say Tampa wins this one 35-24.
I also think this is. I also think Tampa Bay Buccaneers will rebound. The Eagles have been shaky. I don't exactly know where they're
And they
where
might not have both of their receivers.
yeah, I don't know exactly where they're going to be. Like I said, I mean my Packers should have beaten them in week one. We won the turnover battle and we still lost because I think of we kind of more beat ourselves in that game. But the
Philly
Eagles,
very easily could be 0-3 instead of 2-1.
yeah, like it's they're dynamic, but they also have a lot of flaws this year in their team, and I think the Bucks will get it. Especially like I said, I think it was more of just the Bucks had a bad week, and they got shell shocked by the Broncos. I think they win. I'm gonna say it's 30 to. I'm gonna give it 30 to 17. Buccaneers.
Okay.
The last, or actually no, this is the first 405 game. We have the New England Patriots at the San Francisco 49ers.
The Niners are a 10-point favorite.
They're giving him a huge spread on this one. Uh,
What?
they're giving him a huge spread on this one.
And
10
I
point.
think all that has to do is the fact that they're going to the West Coast and it's somebody from the Belichick system against a Belichick system coach. Um,
Yeah, and the Patriots haven't really been that good, but
but here's the thing. If I'm playing the spread, and I said this last week, and when I said it last week, you should have taken the money line for the team because I said it with Washington. I said I'm not going to predict the upset, but I would take Washington in the points. And Washington won that game.
yeah,
I'm going to say I'm not going to take the upset, but I would take the Pats and the points. Um, I think the Niners pull it out, but I think it's realistically like 17-14. It's a close game.
I the 49ers have been kind of shaky. I mean, they blew it against the Rams. They should have won that game last week. I mean, they actually could have won on the last play if they had lateraled it correctly. But I mean, that was just insane how they blew that game. But I don't see the 49ers losing three straight, especially since the Patriots are not they're in rebuild mode right now. They're obviously the post Bill Belichick era,
The
post
only
Brady.
thing I have to say about this, and this is me giving a compliment oddly to Aaron Rodgers. Who is the better duo? Brock Purdy and Jordan Mason or Aaron Rodgers and Brees Hall?
For what game are we talking about?
The last two quarterback running backs to face New England. I would take Rodgers
Well, yeah,
and
Rodgers.
Hall.
Oh yeah, Rodgers. Yeah, they've been easily
And
been.
I think New England played them pretty well, although they lost. Like I'm a lot more comfortable with New England going into this game, so I don't think it was a blowout alert.
I'm gonna take it safe here. I'm gonna say the 49ers do win. I'm gonna give it 7 though. I'm gonna say it's 17-10.
So, but again, it's still you would take New England with the points.
Yeah, I would still take New England with point because I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's just going to be close. The Niners are going to win. It's going to be a defensive game. It's going to be one of those defensive games where it's low scoring. The score isn't as high as people think it should have been, and they still win by 7, and they win the game. Um, so yeah, that's how I got it. 17-14 or 17-10. 17-10 49ers. Next we have the second 405 game. We have the Washington Commanders at the Arizona Cardinals.
I said really nice things about Washington last week, but Vegas might be drunk because these odds are way too close.
Was it one
It's
point
it's 3.5, and that's still too close.
for the Cardinals?
Arizona for the Cardinals, 3.5.
That's
Arizona's a three and a
ridiculous.
half point favorite. I think Arizona's been playing very good, and I don't think Washington's as good as they've been playing, no matter how good Jaden Daniels is.
I mean, I don't know. I'm like the Cardinals have been okay, but Washington they've been looking okay as of late. I don't know. This one I
They
think,
they still have a trash defense.
yeah, I think the Commanders do it. I think the Commanders are going to get it here. I'm going to say it's 21-14. I'm going to give the Commanders the victory here.
Um, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals here. I'm gonna say Cardinals are winning by more than the points that they're given. Uh, I'm gonna say Cardinals pull it off 24 to 14. They win by 10.
All right. First 425 game, we have the Kansas City Chiefs at the LA Chargers.
The Chiefs are a 7.5 point favorite.
Oh my God. Man, I really want to see the Chiefs lose a game here. We've been predicting
I
games.
think that's the only thing you can say because we don't know who the quarterback is with the Chargers.
Well, they don't have Justin Herbert, right? He's not
They
playing.
might, but even if they do, he's not going to be 100%.
I like Harbaugh. He's going to play them tough. I mean, everyone's been playing the Chiefs tough, I think, this season. I mean, all their games were close so far. Um, but I'm gonna have to pick the Chiefs this week. And I'm probably gonna lose because of that. But I'm gonna pick the Chiefs to win. I think it will be a close game. I think it's gonna be Harbaugh's gonna get this team mentally ready. Harbaugh always coaches that team up, like always every team he has since he's done NFL head coach even in college. He always gets that team ready to go. They're always close. I think I'm gonna say it's like I'm gonna give it 28-21. I'm gonna say 28-21 Chiefs.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's the Chiefs as well. The refs are just riding their dicks. They're giving them way too many calls, and I'm not part of the league, so I can say that. You can't find me. F you, no fun league. Um,
The refs should be fine for these
they
calls.
100% should, but the league
I've
itself
been
is.
saying, haven't I been saying that since like forever now that they should be fined and
But
no
it's not.
one would
The
do
problem
anything?
is the reason that it's not going to happen is because Goodell knows that it's good for money.
Yeah, I,
Goodell wants to see it happen. Goodell wants another
but
dynasty.
I was saying it years ago, even before they were so bad and
But
stuff like
that's
that.
the problem
It was
is
like saying if you start finding these referees and you start holding them accountable just the same way you would hold a player accountable, I guarantee you wouldn't see
but
as many of
Frank,
these
you're
things
not
called.
getting this. Is it's nothing to do with the refs. Goodell's allowing it to happen because they're in Goodell's pocket.
Well, the commissioners have always done that throughout NFL history,
Yes, but
not
it's
just
even
Goodell.
worse and more ridiculous with Goodell.
Yeah.
Regardless, the Chiefs are going to win it. It's going to be 23 to 10 to 20. It's going to be close. I would take the Chargers with the points because everybody's been close with the Chiefs until it comes down to a last second play that the refs overturn or pass interference that's a ghost pass interference. But Chiefs win it.
All right. Last 425 game, we have the Cleveland Browns at the Las Vegas Raiders.
The Raiders are a 2 point favorite, and I don't know how to pick this game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Both teams lose.
Oh, if it turns into a tie.
Basically.
My feeling here is that the Raiders are probably going to win. Just because that there's so much problems with the Browns right now. Even though they got shell shocked by the Panthers, they did beat the Ravens a couple weeks ago, so they do have some upside, I think. The Browns are just they're just all over the place. They just don't know what they have in their quarterback position right now. They obviously don't have their starting running back for a while. Um, their defense is good, but when you're not having good play on the other side of the ball, it tolls up. I'm just gonna say the Raiders win. I'm gonna just give it 13-3. Simple score, and that's what I'm going with.
I'm taking the on paper upset. Give me the Browns. In theory, they are second in the division still. They're not out of a playoff spot. They can still make a run for that division. Um, the defense needs to hold them in games here, and I'm going to say they're going to do it this one 17 to 12. Goofy score. But I'm going to say they're going to prevent the Raiders from scoring a touchdown, and it's going to be straight up field goals all day for the Raiders.
All right. Next, we have Sunday Night Football. Once again, the Buffalo Bills in prime time again. They're at the Baltimore Ravens this time. Maybe a lot more competitive primetime game than last week.
Well, Vegas thinks it should be because the Bills are the underdogs.
Oh, they're taking the Ravens?
The Ravens are a 2.5 point favorite.
Well, if I was betting on the spread, I would bet on the Bills then at this point because I don't think the Ravens are going to win this game. Um, Look, the Ravens got a lot of flaws. Um, the Bills are on all cylinders right now. Um, at this point, it's going to be between the Jets and the Bills on who wins the division. Right now, as it stands right now, I think the Bills are the better team right now, unless the Jets start having a lot more upside as the I don't know when I think the Jets don't play them until later though. But right now the Bills are all in cylinders.
No,
Yeah,
we
they
already talked about the Jets. The Jets are the Broncos this week.
well no, I'm saying like whenever they play the Bills, like they haven't played them yet for the division. But I think it's going to be between those two teams on who wins that division. But right now, if I was
It's
betting
week
on,
6. It's 2 more weeks away.
okay, so there we go, 2 more weeks.
Monday Night Football week 6.
But if I was picking who's going to win the division right now, I say the Bills right now. The Bills are all sinners. I mean, I know Jacksonville isn't a good team, but I mean, they just broke
47 points.
they broke the brakes on them. They broke the brakes on them. Like I think this team right now is hungry. They still want to like contend. Like everyone's saying that this team lost their window for the Super Bowl. This team is hungry still. Even without Diggs, they're proving that they can be a great team even without Diggs. They're still doing it. Josh Allen is already being talked about now as an MVP candidate, which I think he should at some point get the league MVP. Buffalo Bills, I think, win this game. I'm giving them 31-17. I think they beat the Ravens pretty easily in this game.
um, yeah, I mean I don't see how possibly we have it at this because I don't think the Ravens are that good. I think this is the breakout game for Dalton Kincaid as well. I think Josh Allen throws over 275 this week, and
Which
I think
he's in my
that
fantasy league, so I'm hoping he does.
the Bills just throttle them and thwart them again. Let's say 38-24.
Yeah, it's another point too that the Ravens also like barely beat the Cowboys. I mean, they were bleeding them by a lot, and they let them almost like win that game at the end too. So there's a lot of shaky stuff about the Ravens right now too. And they let the Raiders beat them too. Let's not forget about that. And Bills get on them. There's no way. I don't think so. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. So now first Monday night game, because there's two this week again. Tennessee Titans at the Miami Dolphins.
Um, the Dolphins are a 1 point favorite.
And who's the starter?
We don't know.
We don't know. But regardless, despite how bad they played last week, Tennessee Titans look abysmal. So I'm gonna say the Dolphins win. I'll say it's 16-13. Close game, but mainly because we just don't know what's going on. Dolphins win though.
Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. I wanted to have all the faith that Miami would be good last week, and that team looks like a poopy flavored lollipop.
Yeah, but the Titans don't look any better.
The Titans at least have a quarterback, and they had somebody who. What has Tyreek Hill done the last 3 weeks? Titans defense at least looks put together. I'm going with the upset.
Titans.
Give me Tennessee 17-13.
All right. And the next game is the final Monday night game, normal time, 8:15. Seattle Seahawks at the Detroit Lions.
Detroit is a 3.5 point favorite.
5.5. Yeah, I think the Detroit Lions win pretty easily against the Seahawks. Lions are a much better team, and Dan Campbell is going to get them ready. I'm going to say it's 26-14, Lions.
I think Detroit are a bunch of fraud, or Detroit are the real deal. I think Seattle's a bunch of frauds. I'm gonna say that it is Detroit. Detroit's gonna hang 35. Seattle's gonna hang 13.
What you it was you said
35-13.
okay, so big blowout. All right. That's the final games of the week for week 4. Um, make sure to comment, rate. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe. And also, if you are a Packers fan, I, being a Packers fan myself, I will be doing the Beast recap Green Bay Packers episode after the game or shortly after the game, depending on how things are. But I'll try to get that out as much as I can. And yeah. Um, Also, thank you to all our Spotify viewers that are watching this on Spotify. Um,
Listening,
yep. What's up?
listening.
Yep,
Spotify's
listening.
audio.
Yeah, listening. Sorry, not watching. You're listening to it here on the radio or the radio thing. Um, Awesome. Now, Kyle, you got your two scoops.
Yep. Shout out to Nikki, Two Scoops Ice Cream Parlor. He actually had the Buffalo Bandits championship trophy in the house last night. Uh, Shout out to Jeanette at the Parlor over on Southwestern Boulevard in Orchard Park. And shout out to Kyle at Chicken Dip and hit him up online for your chicken wing dipping needs for all of that goodness of blue cheese.
Oh yeah, chicken wings. Gotta love those chicken wings. By the way, he does his own spread those wings show for that, reviewing that. I was just eating some wings yesterday at that Mooney's place. It has a good deal, $10 for 20 wings. Um, so
It's not a bad deal at all.
yeah, it's a pretty good deal. So yeah, chicken wings. So yeah, I also got to mention, guys, like you want to know reviews on a lot of the wings. This guy covers them all on the spread those wings.
Yeah, I don't know how
Show.
my cholesterol's not through the roof of 238 episodes later.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, so that is about it. Enjoy the games. Again, comment, rate, all that stuff. And that's it. I am the S Ultimate Goku, and he's the reigning 48. Enjoy the games. See y'all next week. Peace.